taste the cherry flavor in this, but what I went live to say before, I didn't get to say, and I wanted to say it. I woke up about 11 o'clock. It was a little after 9, obviously like 11:09, but okay, so when I woke up before that, but my phone was not charged. I was about to turn on my other phone to see what time it was. But I kept pressing the button and it wouldn't go on. It went on after all this shit took place. Oh, my nose is so fucking itchy, man. I don't want to go take a shower right now. I should, though. I'm sorry, I gotta put medicine on my nose. It's switchy. These buggies are like eating away at my hairs. I gotta shave. Oh my god. Oh. Ooh, it stopped itching. See, look at that. I just put it all on my nose and up my nose. Oh my god. Oh. I had to eat the rest of my candy. It was melting. And then my soda. I'm almost done, but it's not cold anymore. It's like I've been walking around the store, talking to the cashier, talking to you people. I gotta drink my soda while it's still kind of somewhat cold. Thank you for the little bit of breeze. Where am I? Ugh, my nose! And I had to clean out my ears too with peroxide today because they were really itchy. Q-tips and peroxide. See? These are my bag of Q-tips that I got from Dollar Tree a couple months ago that I have in a baggie. Oh, there goes my other Nestle Crunch. I knew I had another one left. And I almost showed you where I'm at. So, upon me waking up at about 11 o'clock, let's say, okay, because I didn't get right up. When I woke up, my phone was still on. As a matter of fact, I had left it up on the dashboard. Because when Gordon called me last night, and last night he called me, and then I fell asleep. I didn't fall asleep. He was talking. He wouldn't let me talk. He kept telling me what he thought, but then I would explain to him why that was not right or that was wrong, or to give him more understanding, because he's 70-something years old. But their ways are not our ways. Their understanding is not my understanding. Your understanding is not my understanding. Because I suffered on a different level than you did. I'm suffering on a different level, in many different levels, on many different levels than you have. We've all suffered, but we all not have learned the same. Because we've been enabled in our suffering. We didn't get the full message in our suffering. Because if we did, we wouldn't. Get another call. Scam likely. Take caller ID. Verify who it is so I know who or what and when and where and when. And thank you for allowing me to resume the video, Facebook. Thank you. So, it came up. It said when the call came in, it came in as scam likely. Then the word showed up after that saying it was spam. So together, scam likely, spam. Oh, my nose. Hold on, people. Oh, my God, I'm so... I gotta itch my nose. It's itchy. And sore. Oh, shit. It stopped. I think it stopped. Okay, so I gotta go pee on top of just drinking a 16-ounce can of soda. I did go pee last night in my cup, though. So I did sleep good because I didn't sleep on a full bladder. So, okay, so when Gordon called me last night, I was in my chair like I am, but our conversation wasn't going nowhere because he was talking and then I let him finish, but then as soon as I tried to answer, he'd start on something else. And then every time I said something, he would respond to that. It's like our conversation wasn't getting anywhere because, like my daddy and God, okay, and me, where my daddy's doing one thing, being the devil, God is doing another, and then their heathens and hellions are doing other things, and then I'm trying to do the right thing, which none of them are doing the right thing. Another scam likely. Decline. 2441 number. The last four numbers were 2441. Calls was that now too? And then the screen popped up again with the number of the picture I took, the screenshot that I took of the number. It showed up again and interrupted me. I can't get anything done because they keep interrupting me. Every time I'm trying to do something, they interrupt me because they're worried about me living, but they're blocking me from living, so now they're putting all their efforts into blocking me from living. They're not able to live their lives. They're spending all their time trying to keep me from living. Yo, that cream. I need more cream. Where's the cream? Oh my God. Hold on. Oh my God, my nose. Oh my God. What the fuck is this cream? This cream ain't doing shit. Butylated hydroxytoluene, carbomer, homopolymer, type B, fractionated coconut oil, glycerin, glycerol, monosterate, lanolin alcohols, mineral oil, polyoxyethylene, cetyl ethers, whatever, purified water, and sodium hydroxide, formaldehyde, 1 milligram. 0.1% is added as a preservative. Really? Is it going to preserve my body from these bugs? It's killing me in the process, but it's preserving my body a little bit longer to be eaten away some more by these bugs, huh? Something like that. So, am I going to be able to get the very first few minutes of me awakening up out to let you know what God did or the devil did as soon as I woke up? I was afraid to lift my head up because I knew the shenanigans was going to start. Because it started before I even lifted my head. Just when God saw that I was starting to open up my eyes a little bit, which I was trying to act like I moved like I was getting ready to wake up, but I didn't completely wake up. I was like laying there. Kristi Noem's purse stolen. Oh boy. Wow. You can't trust people. Y'all want to go out and lavish yourselves and act like you're Richie Rich and show yourselves and flaunt yourselves. It's not good to flaunt yourselves when you got money, honey. When you're in a world full of people that are hurting, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. You don't go and flaunt yourselves and dress like you're $1 million when there's a whole bunch of other people hurting out here. And and they're looking to come to steal, kill, and destroy from you. Because you show yourselves like you got money, they're like, oh, I found another stupid one. Let me go and try to charm this one. Let me go and try to get into this one's panties so I could get this money or that from her, or maybe get her to pay my car insurance, or get her to pay this for me, or her to lend me a loan, or blah, blah. That's what money does. Because the money system is not equal. Would you still be doing what you're doing if money wasn't involved? Would you, if you could work any job in the world and not have to worry about money, meaning that you could work, and as long as you're doing that job for life, that you would have a home, you would have food, you would have clothing, you'd have whatever you wanted, as long as it was good. Because what I'm describing is God's kingdom. If we were all in God's kingdom, doing God's work and living His ways, we wouldn't want for nothing. We wouldn't have to worry about being stolen, killing, and destroyed. But because the devil's kingdom wants to keep that money going so they could be in power, so they don't have to work a real job, because they want to feel that they could be protected and they could feel that they could be on a high pedestal while everybody else is suffering. That's not what I want to be. I'm not in it just for me. As a matter of fact, do you know why I eat candy? I could have gotten in my car and driven to Aldi's and got me a cantaloupe. But see, I can't afford that. Because a cantaloupe is like $3-4. And then my chances of them being ripe when I buy them are very slim to none. Then I need something for my sugar level. So now I got to spend $4 or $5 on a cantaloupe. Then I got to spend another $1.25 on candy, and then another $1 something on soda for hydration and more sugar. Because my sugar level is down. My body is not functioning the way it's supposed to. Why? Because the system is fucking broken. I worked 3 jobs at 2 Dunkin' Donuts, and then I worked for a little while at the Caldor's, actually, my bad, I lied. When I was working at the Caldor snack bar, my second job was at Walgreens. This was in 92, like the beginning of 92. Maybe the middle of 92. Beginning to middle. No. It was all of 92. Because then, during Christmas, I worked a lot during Christmas vacation. Then, because I was working at that job, but I was the only one working there for the whole day, from open to close. They tried to hire somebody else, but the snack bar wasn't making that much money. And if I were to go and raise the prices, see, I caught on to what they were doing to me. They were testing me. Okay, but I had already played the test out in my head. I was way ahead of them before they even thought about me. Okay, I knew the truth. I thought about the system when I was in foster home. My daddy thought I was stupid like him. No. Just because I didn't talk didn't mean I didn't know what was going on. I knew. I internalized, and that's what they didn't do. See, they went along their ways in life and smoking, drinking, drugging, sexing, partying, fucking, sucking, dicking, and licking. They didn't know the truth. They let their body take over. See, I was of the spirit. They weren't. They are not of the spirit. They're of the devil. And I cannot be of the devil because I am not of flesh. I'm of the spirit. And those of you that are totally brought out from the spirit know what I'm talking about. The devil doesn't. Well, the devil does, but not the followers. Because I don't do what the devil does. I don't do what the flesh does. I don't want to smoke. I don't want to drink. I don't want to drug. I don't want to sex, and I don't want to party. I don't want a boyfriend. I don't want a husband. I want to be left the fuck alone. Because you took my son from me. You can all go fuck yourselves. I don't even want to be talking, but you know what? I'm going to do a whole lot more talking, just like all of you have done in my life and fucked my life over. And all that shit you have done to me, I'm going to turn around and do all that shit to you. That's how I'm going to spend the rest of my days. I'm going to spend the rest of my time on this earth fucking the shit out of everybody else's life like they did to me. Bet your bottom dollar on that one. So, upon me, I'm going to go back to just from when I woke up this morning. Or maybe I'll continue from when Gordon called me last night. I was just about to go to sleep. Actually, my bad. I was about to do some Bible coloring. I was about to see what kind of new things that they had come out with. But they didn't. So I didn't get to that point because when Gordon called, I had just taken some medicine last night to help me breathe and I didn't want to get itchy and start picking at these things again that are starting to heal up because I had to take the Band-Aid off this, but it's still infected. This is the new one I got. This is the new one I got from them fucking with me. And then I had to shave my hairline again because it was getting bigger. It got smaller. It went away. But it's still sore. It's not all the way better. It's raw. And it still hurts a little bit right around here. Right there. Like right to the side of it. So I got a couple more days of that. This one got a couple more days. Because this one still hurts. And then the ones on my neck, I got a little bit that they might have went away. Well, they're not hurting anymore, but they're my nose, yo. Ugh. Oh my God. They're not even killing these buggies. They're still moving around. They're itchy. Holy shit. It's like they went, Apopka Easter egg event ends. What did it end with? Did it end with some bad thing on a bad note? It probably did. But I knew my answer wasn't going to come from church. I knew my answer wasn't going to come from them because they talk about all this help, but they don't help other people. Because they haven't helped me. They've taken my money. Now they use it to help other people, but I gave away money I need. So they're taking away from my life and giving to them. Hello, Luke Bryan. He just posted on Instagram or TikTok. I don't know which one it is. Let me see. What the fuck? Luke Bryan now. What's the square? Is that Instagram or is that TikTok? I don't know which. That's Instagram. I think it was from Instagram. I gotta look at the TikTok symbol and then Instagram to know. I think it's the Instagram, the square. TikTok has the T symbol, like the TL, right? Yeah. So it's the Instagram. So he's live on Instagram, or he posted live on Instagram, or posted on Instagram. But anyway, and what time was it? 2:48. 2:47. I don't know if it just... So 2:47 is the time I was born, 7:42. 2:48 That represents 2008, 24. 1998 to 2008. I conceived my son in 1998, lost him in 2008 to the visitation. There's always a 10-year span. 10-year span in between everything. 1993 was my separation from my family. 2003 was my separation from Joe and I. I'm the one that... He cheated before we separated. He cheated with Jennifer. And Jennifer was also the girl that... My first boyfriend, Diego. Actually, it was Julia, then Jennifer. I believe. It was Julia, then Jennifer. Jennifer cheated on... Jennifer was the girl that I think made Julie and my first boyfriend break up, I think, or vice versa. So anyway, when Gordon called me last night, and we were talking a little bit back and forth, and we weren't getting anywhere. The conversation wasn't getting anywhere for either of us. It was just a delay. It was to keep me from going to sleep. It was to keep me from being able to do my day for today. Then, who called me? Gordon called me again to delay to delay me from being able to do anything. Because I had to go get something to drink. I had to go to the bathroom. I still haven't gone to the bathroom. Then, I either had to go take a shower, or I had to try to fix my car, and I want to get the prices of what it costs to get all the pieces to my car for my brake system. But see, in order for me to do it myself, if I do the drums, rotors, the hubs, the bearings, all that stuff, the brake caliper, the pads, the brakes, whatever, I don't know how much all that would cost per wheel. But now, I need to worry about something wrong with my car. It's making a noise. I don't know what it is. I can't... They have videos with sounds, but I can't pick out the sounds. And it doesn't quite sound like any of the sounds I've heard, or a combination of hearing all of them. Oh, God. See, I can't put the cream all the way up my nose. I'm not supposed to put it in my nose. But the buggies go up there. If they're on my nose and I put cream, they're going to go further up my nose into my nose hairs. And up into my nose. God. So, this morning. So anyway, the conversation ended last night where the devil that had him call me, whoever the devil was that had Gordon call me, told him that I was laying down in my seat getting ready to go to sleep because I wasn't answering him. I wasn't interrupting him as he was speaking. I was being quiet. I was listening to what he had to say, making a one-way conversation, right? Because every time I spoke, we were talking on top of each other or interrupting each other. Weren't accomplishing anything. Talking is not going to get the answer done, the answer found. It's not going to. That's a mark that they put in here. Somebody tried to burn my car with, and I think that's what. Because there's this car. I need another headliner. And then oh God, I don't have the money for all this. I don't have the money for a new car either. And I don't have the money to get into another car like this one and then have to go through all the same things all over again. I don't have $4,000 to pay for another used car on top of all the car repairs. I don't have the credit. I don't have the money to put down on a new car. And I don't want to pay $500 for a car payment. I don't want to pay $500 for the first insurance. I don't want to pay $500 for gas. I don't want to pay... I don't want to live out of a car. I want to be a mom and mother to my son to prevent him from following the same fucking bullshit yous are. I don't want him to become a part of the problem. But you know what? He's already become a part of the problem. Because now you're pushing me out of the equation and taking him. And then pretty soon, now that he's almost 26 in 3 days, go fuck yourselves. I hope you fucking fall just like I have. I hope everybody makes each other fall down just like I have. Just like they did to me. I hope they all fucking fight each other back and forth. I hope you all fucking fall down. I hope you die. I hope everything upon everyone like they did to me. Like the system is doing to me, I wish it all upon you. In the name of Jesus. Just like yous are in the name of Jesus, I'm in the name of Jesus. You want to play volleyball? I'll volley it right back to you, motherfuckers. I'm covered under the blood of Jesus. I send them curses back to them. I could play volleyball all day. I love the shit. I love volleyball. I could pat that shit back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No problem here with me. So, anyway. Where did I leave off? So, when I woke up this morning, it was about somewhere around 11 o'clock. I faked waking up. Like, I woke up, but I didn't, like, wake my eyes up. I motioned because they knew, like, when I started to move around, they knew I was going to wake up eventually. Because they know my sleeping pattern, or they know how long I sleep. With or without taking medicine. Because even if I don't take my allergy medicine, I could still sleep. And I could sleep. I don't love sleep, like I said, but I either sleep or I'm going to go out and do my thing and fight fire with fire. One or the other. You want me to get out there and fight fire with fire? And to shake things up and rattle and roll? It's up to you. You wanna play that game and I could shake too, and I could make people rattle and roll too. So, upon waking up, I knew my phone wasn't making no noises anymore, and I knew when I first woke up, when they saw me waking up, my phone made a noise, and I knew that my phone battery was still on because they kept it on for a little while until I woke up. But then they shut it off. They kept the battery on just long enough for me to wake up. And then as soon as I got to my phone, it was off before that, but I knew, and then when I realized where I left it at, it was on my dashboard, because when Gordon and I were talking and it was all Gordon and I couldn't get a word in edgewise, I just threw the phone up I had it on speaker because they're playing that game with me now that my speaker is not working. But it's working. Because you can hear me fine and I can hear other people fine. But, and I haven't gotten my phone wet. And I'm not buying another phone. I'm not spending another $200 to buy another phone. They can go fuck themselves. So, I woke up, finally got the phone, blah, blah, blah. Then I had to find the charger, the cord, and whatnot, and I had to fidget with it. So, as I got that going, and I gotta pass gas, hold on. So then anyway, my macaroni and cheese I didn't finish last night is still up there. And hopefully, my stomach, hopefully they didn't poison it. No. I need to get more broccoli and have make more macaroni and cheese. Ooh, that fart stunk a little bit. Not bad though, just a little bit. Smells good. All casting. You've been selected to apply for an American tech company ad. Pays $25,000. Really? 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 So, oh, my nose hurts. It's all red. Oh my God. It's so itchy. I gotta cut my nose hairs out. I gotta get the nose, it's in my purse, my mini backpack. So, when I finally woke up and got through all that, it was about 11:19, 11:20, because I turned my phone. I finally got my phone on, and as I was up doing all this, there was a UPS truck that was to the right of me, coming around one of the buildings. And I knew it meant something. Don't know what. And it's still sending me a mixed message because I'm not sure exactly what it means. It means I'm going up or going up, going down. Meaning, am I going up in the form of my spirit, or am I going to go up while I'm in the flesh? Meaning, am I going to get to live on this life in the land of the living? Or am I just going to end up perishing and going up to live in heaven? Because the devil is a fucking asshole. I hate him. But anyway, and all his heathens and hellions. So, may I mind you, the time was when I got my phone going and running, like in operating and turned on, at 3%. So it was about 3 minutes in the process it took me to get my phone going. So the time my phone turned on was 11:22. 3 minutes minus that is what? 11:19. So 11:19 was when I saw the UPS truck. The UPS comes around. Guess who the driver is? When he starts to come around in my lane, he doesn't turn in that other lane. He comes around and turns in front of me. I'm in the third lane. So he doesn't turn down the first lane or the second lane. He turns down my lane and crosses my path. So I get a good look at him. The driver resembles my Uncle Paul. And then I got the time messed up. Because it wasn't. Because the time he passed by me was 11:38. So it wasn't, he couldn't have been there for 16 minutes. So much has happened since then, but he passed by me at 11:38. And then he turned right by, because you got to pass by me to get to the little entrance way out to go in and out of the other building that's in front of me. Then you got to take a right to get out of the shopping center. So he had to come the way he came in front of me to come out my way, because he could have went down and around the other way too. It would have been the same. But instead he came out my way and in front of me. And the time that this all happened, oh, that's where I'm confusing it. Okay, that's where I'm confusing it with. Okay, my bad. When I got my phone turned on, it was 11:22. And then I'm trying to think, because it didn't take him 16 minutes to go from there to here. Oh, Gordon called. That's what it was. Gordon called. Okay, so that's what it was. Gordon called. And I think while we were talking, that's what happened. Okay, so while we were talking, I had to tell Gordon about what I saw. But then the UPS truck came by me. He must have made a drop off maybe at the building before me. Because 16 minutes, because I noticed him, and then when I noticed he came near me and drove by me, I knew there was a message to it. But he passed by me. It was 11:38, like 11:36, because that's what it was. Gordon called me, I think, at 11:22, or somewhere around there. I'll have to check my thing. Yeah, that's what it was. He called me at 11:22. The UPS truck came into play like 3 minutes before that. So it was 11:19. Gordon called me at 11:22. That's what it was. Okay, I had to think in my mind how it all. So Gordon called me at like 11:22, 11:23. Oh my! I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. So then Gordon called me. So about 3 minutes before Gordon called me, the UPS truck. Then as I was talking with Gordon, he must have made a delivery there or something, or maybe he sat there for a while, and I didn't realize it. Cause then he passed by me at like 11:38, 11:39, and 11:37 or somewhere. It was 11:38 because I said to Gordon, I said now the UPS truck is, and it's 11:38, and it drove right past me and out towards the rest of the parking lot to get out of the shopping center. And then when I noticed that the UPS truck was, when I noticed it was down the other, when it was going out to the parking lot, it was 11:40, 41, and that had to do with my age when I was in foster home, and it was 411 backwards information. That because my uncle gave out too much information because he snitched on his boss. He was going to. Then when I told Gordon the story that I was telling you at 25 after the hour, excuse me, it was 12:25, I think it was. Because Gordon and I were on the phone for 33 minutes. So I had to explain all this to Gordon. And then while I was on the phone with Gordon, he said something about a truck, and a white truck passed behind me, made me look at the time. It was 12:25 or something like that. And then, no, 11:25. 12:25. But the time that we were on the phone, it was like 25 minutes. And then when the call ended, it was like, I think it was like 12:25. Or I might get the times mixed up. It might have been, was it 12? I thought I woke up at 11. I don't know. I don't know if I woke up at 11. I'll have to go back and see when I first posted. And when they first called, when Gordon first called me. Because it was either 11 or 12. But anyway, it was all representing my uncle, the 1983, the snitch. And then how I was 24 years old, 25 years old when I snitched on my daddy. And I was number 2, and 25, my son's 25 going on 26. And they're keeping me from my son. So everything is being played out. I got a stomachache. I gotta go to the bathroom. Or I'm gonna have to go. Oh my god, my stomach. Oh, my stomach. Oh my god. My nose is itchy. It's so sore. It's all irritated, all right in here, and all itchy on this inside and out. And I put cream on it already, and it's not doing nothing. Twice. And you're only supposed to apply that once for it to work. It ain't doing shit, because it's still itching. It's still bothering me. I feel like buggies are inside and out. Like I feel like it's almost on fire. Like it's from itching. You know how, like, I don't know if you've ever been bit by ants and you get that hot feeling, like a burning sensation. That's that right here. It feels so hot and it hurt. It's so sore from the buggies. So that's my story and everything. It's like, it's not even my story. It's how they're acting it out like a story, like a movie. Every single waking minute. They don't waste a minute. They don't waste a second. Why? Because the devil never sleeps. And that's mostly 99.9999999% of us. Because we're not partaking in the right works. So because of the way in which we're all living, our lives are going to be hell. Nobody's going to escape hell. Because the way we're operating is on the ways of hell. Why do you think Ozzy Osbourne sang the song Highway to Hell? Y'all think it's cool. Or I should say maybe that's what God meant by the song that he gave Ozzy Osbourne to sing. And all those other songs. And just like with every other singer. All of yous are singing the lullaby to my funeral. Not lullabies to my life. The lullabies of my life, which are not lullabies. Or I should say lullabies, yes. Because they're nothing but nightmares. And they're lulls that I want to say bye to. Well, now the traffic is going to be busy. It's 3 o'clock. I got to go because I got to go clean out my car. I got to go to the bathroom. Got to go clean out my car. I'm going to try to get my jack fixed. I'm going to try to get it fixed so I could try to get my brakes done myself or something. Because I can't afford to have it done for me. Unless God is going to give me a good $50,000. So I can afford to get a home. Or to be with my son and get my car fixed, or get a new car, a car just like mine, same model, same whatever, but with less mileage, a lot less mileage, without all the bugs, without all the infestation, without all the germs and the bacteria, and without the broken radio and the broken whatchamacallit. Because, see, I hit this whenever a song came, a bad song, a song that God had played to put a bad meaning to, and to shut the radio off, you have to push this button where it says push on. And I went boom, boom, boom. And then when that was filled with buggies and cockroaches, before I broke the vents, hi, Thomas Tracy. Oh, thank you. God reminded me of the other thing I was going to say. On how your family gave my family credit back in the day of all the credit at the stores down the street from, on the corner of the Hotel St. George. You know that the downtown store? I don't know if it's still open or not, or whoever owned it. But I remember Jay and... let me not go into detail. Let me just say this. The store that you owned on the corner of that, I think you said your uncle or somebody owned it at the time. I can't remember. And y'all gave my mom credit when me and my sister were little. And my mom was with Richie. And they didn't have the money for cigarettes or diapers. Because Richie drank all her money away. Her welfare money. So she had to... and because we lived at the Hotel St. George, we didn't have a place to cook. So we had to go out to eat. And my mom had to pay for me, my sister, herself, and Richie on the money that was meant for rent. See, my mommy didn't do her homework. She didn't retain any of the information from school. And that's what happens when people do not retain information or learn the education that they were supposed to learn. Because it's not being taught right. It's being taught in all kinds of code. And they don't understand the meaning of the education that they get and what purpose it was for. Then by the time it gets all unraveled and decoded, they're like, oh my fucking God, I was played a fool all my life to play into the devil's hands of cards. So by the way that my mommy chose to have kids and start her life and her family was on a negative from the beginning. So now she's already working with a negative equation by having given birth to me, because my daddy took advantage of her at his apartment when Jimmy Fortin and his girlfriend and my daddy and her, and I don't know how many other people were there. I don't know. I only know about my daddy, Jimmy Fortin, which also had a taste of my mother, or had started to fuck my mother, but it didn't work out, didn't go all the way. She had a crush on him, but he didn't really. It must have been both ways, but he didn't have a crush on her. So Mike, my daddy, had a crush on my mommy, but my aunt liked my father. But he didn't like her because she had acne and everything. So Anyway, my daddy fucked my mommy under the influence of money and under the influence of alcohol and drugs and smoking. Maybe not heavy drugs, marijuana. I don't know what they did. But anyway. So I know my father's teeth were all blackened out of his mouth because he smoked and drank at a young age and did drugs at a young age. And his family was dysfunctional because his mom remarried and the stepfather didn't want to have nothing to do with her kids, or they all got pushed out like Richie did to me and my mom's kids, or my mom's kids, because she didn't want to have nothing to do with me or my sister, because it didn't work out with my sister's father and it didn't work out with my father. So she discarded us like we were nothing, like we were dolls, just like the rest of you are doing. Then my mom tried to lie to me and say, oh, he raped me, he raped you, blah, blah, blah. How can you rape the willing? If you're going to put yourself in a situation, a dangerous situation, under the influence of smoking, drinking, drugging, sexing, and partying, you deserve what you get. You didn't do your homework to know what happens in those situations. That's on you. Don't put yourselves in the situations to be raped. Y'all think it's cool to smoke, drink, drug, sex, party, fuck, suck, dick, and lick. But it's not funny when you get into the groove of things and you get fucked, or you allow yourself to get fucked. Or you're taken advantage of. Oh, and then you get pregnant, but you don't want the baby. But you put yourself in that situation to go smoke, drink, drug, sex, party, fuck, suck, dick, and lick, to be cool, to be like the others. So now, because the devil fooled you, now you become of that dark side. So now the dark side is growing bigger and bigger and bigger because y'all choose to become a part of the smoking, drinking, drugging, sexing, partying, fucking, sucking, dicking, and licking. What does that do? That just sucks you in. Okay? You want to be a part of that because it's fast money. Fast money. The fast life. And then the fast becomes the furious. Wonder why? Because it's all temporary. The dark side is temporary. It comes to seek which thou it can devour. And y'all just go right into the mouth of the beast. Y'all just giving yourselves to the beast. Because you want what he is claiming to promise you. I've had to live a life of experiencing of pain and suffering and loss. Because my mommy and daddy were of the dark side. Because they didn't finish school. They didn't get a job. A real job. Or they did get a job and they did the wrong things. Then they got the job taken from them. Because God gave them a job to see what they would do. My daddy chose to throw a party at his apartment and invite his friends. He lost the apartment, lost his job, made a woman pregnant. But then he sold himself out to the devil. To be a gangster, to fuck with my life as his puppet. No strings attached. Do you understand what that means? He didn't care about my mommy. He just wanted to have a puppet so he could puppeteer all his life, so he could use as a sacrifice to be a gangster, so he could have a meal ticket. That's all I was. He don't love me. He didn't love my mommy. And all of y'all are getting sucked into that same life. Y'all ain't having families out of love. Y'all are being confused and twisted by the devil to make you think that what everybody else is doing is right. It's wrong. Just like the church asking for all of our money. No. We weren't supposed to give the church money. I'm a living point. I'm a living testimony. Because I've been given my money. You know what? I'm dying. Because I'm giving them the money I need to eat with. Now I have to go on a fast for 40 days because I have to wait 30 days for my check. And then the money I have left over to eat with is nothing. Because next month I'm not going to be able to survive. Because I need to get my car fixed. Then guess what? I'm going to spend almost every single penny. Then guess what? They're going to make something else go wrong with the car that I have to get taken care of right away. And I'm not going to have any money to do it. So then what? All that money I put into the car. And then I have to go back to the street. Living at bus stops so the devil could finish me off. Fuck you. Because before I leave, I'm taking people with me, motherfuckers. Good riddance. But anyway, let me finish the talk, the story about how Thomas Tracy's family and my family have a connection. Okay? The debt. Okay? My mommy kept on repeating the same cycle, the same thing over and over again. Which is what? The definition of insanity. I'm going to give you an example of how it plays out. My mommy didn't finish high school. She got pregnant with me by my daddy taking over, by taking advantage of her under the influence of alcohol and marijuana, having a good old time. But what was the outcome and result? 5 lifetimes of hell. She lived plus all the abortions she had. And the one kid she gave up for adoption, the other one that got taken because she remained with the problem. She chose to remain with Richie, who was the problem, instead of doing what she needed to do for her kids to get her kids back. And now my daddy is making my life story play out just like my mummy's. But I'm not with no man. I'm with all the junk in my car. Because my daddy prevented me, and his clan prevented me from being able to do what I needed to do. That I knew to do. But because of them putting me in so much of a deficit, in a debt, I couldn't get out of. So, talking about debt, deficit, errors, mistakes, choices, decisions, the fast life or the right life. How are you playing your cards? How are your cards being played for you? By the haters and enemies within your family of all the curses and mistakes and errors. Curses are nothing more than errors and mistakes. A daddy is one who's a deadbeat. That doesn't do for their kids. That's not there to do for their kids. You see what my daddy did? He made me lose my tooth. Okay? He made me get fillings at 8 years old, 9 years old, when I didn't have cavities. Okay? They all put the dentist because of money, because my mother was on welfare. Here we go, another interruption. 561-331-6905. Let's see what number. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it play out. Because it'll say a number, but then at the end, when the caller ID decodes it, it'll come up with a name. And it's the hackers, but it's a message. 6905. I'll post it. It came up a name. What is it? Petunia? It came up Petunia. Petunia 2. I didn't post it. I clicked it, I think. I don't think I posted it. But anyway, interrupted me again. Where'd I leave off at? Oh, how Thomas Tracy's family leads into mine because of a debt that my family started in the 80s and early 90s. Okay, when my mommy was with Richie and we were living at the St. George Hotel, and my mom was taking care of Richie, me, my sister, and her, and barely taking care of, because the money they got on welfare, that my mom got on welfare, was not enough to pay rent anywhere. Okay, and if she did, she didn't have money for her cigarettes. She didn't have money for food. And the food stamps back then were not enough for 3 people, for me, my sister, and my mom. Then she got Richie because the landlords didn't want to rent to a single woman, so God had to make her hook up with man. And a loser man, someone that didn't have any money, that didn't have a job. He drank, he smoked. He was looking for a sugar mama, for someone to take care of him. Because his family was dysfunctional. Because his mother remarried. And Richie's mom's name was Lucy Quinn. That of Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn. Okay? Richie was a wannabe gangster. He was into all this Harley stuff. Because he wanted to be a Harley member, Harley Davidson member. But he wasn't. Or he may have been at one time, but not anymore because he had gotten into a motorcycle accident and he had a metal plate in his head. and somewhere else or whatever. But his life got ruined a long time ago. So he didn't want to work. He wasn't, or his life, his errors and mistakes made him not be able to find work because he didn't have a high school diploma. He dropped out in the 4th grade. He lost all his teeth. He didn't even wear his dentures. He had perfect dentures. He would make fun of my mommy because he made her lose all her teeth. And then she had dentures, but the dentures didn't fit in her mouth. They were uncomfortable. They didn't make her be able to keep them in her mouth long. They weren't made for her. They messed them up on her on purpose. Okay, she would have to keep going back and forth for relining. And then they didn't work. So she has to keep on using all this gel, all that Fixodent and all that stuff. And that's only going to give people cancer. All that Fixodent shit. And all that Aphrodent, whatever that fucking shit is. Oh, my nose, yo. Look at this. I got to use more. Oh, I tilted my phone and put it down. Y'all, this shit itches. That's the 3rd time I put cream on my face. Just on my nose. And I had to use a lot. It's all water. I'm surprised I got better. I got better because I had to keep taking showers because they kept on infesting me. This shit ain't helping me. Now they're all going to run from my nose to my fucking face. That's why you got to put it all over. I just shaved my face right here just a little while ago before I went live the first time. So, Thomas Tracy and his brothers and sisters and his family were kind of like angels that were put in my mom's life. But follow this, okay? Now that they did my mom favors and Richie favors, they also did my sister favors. Because my sister followed the same route as my mom. My mom never paid them back for what they owed. Richie never paid them back for the credit that they gave them. My sister followed the same thing as what my mommy did. When my sister was a single mom with her first son. And she didn't know who the father was. Because God made her get pregnant by someone who had brain tumor, and he wasn't alive. So my sister got to get welfare for her firstborn son, which she couldn't survive on her own. So she had to live back and forth with this one, that one, this one, that one, this one, that one. But it was most of the time with my mummy. And her and my mummy were on welfare, living together in the same place, but who made that possible? God. God allowed them to defraud the system. But yet, they got away with it. But yet, they punished me. When I was living right, but against my will, I had to hook up with somebody I didn't want to be with. And then they gave my son to him after 5 years. Because I snitched on my daddy because he was not being a father to me. He was a puppet master, bully, troublemaker. Then, so my mom and my sister did the same thing with the Tracys. By the Tracys giving them credit from their store, they never paid them back. So guess what? The Tracys also own real estate. Who had to rent from them? Me. Who had to keep paying security deposit after security deposit after security deposit so they could get their money back from the debts that my mother and my sister incurred that they never paid back? See, somebody always has to pay the piper, and it's not always the ones that make the mistake. I had to pay the cost for my sister and my mummy's mistakes. But yet, I'm the one that tried to save my sister from falling into the same way as my mother. But guess what? She was blessed. And I was cursed. And then God gave her my life. She dropped out of school, smoked, drank, drugged, sex, partied, fucked, sucked, dicked, and licked 1,000 men plus. In her 35, 40 years of her life. So, while I was just talking, another interruption came up on a message. Oh, another round of food stamps, yep. But I don't get them, and I need them, because I can't afford to live. Or eat. I'm gonna lose my car, but yet you got people having babies that are getting free rental assistance. They're smoking, drinking, drugging, sexing, partying, fucking, sucking, dicking, and licking. But yet, I worked, and I got shit on, and I got the shit end of the deal. But who got my job at Dunkin' Donuts? Somebody on welfare that had a baby that was black. And I got kicked out of my job, and then I became homeless. Then I had to depend on a fucking man. Go fuck yourselves. I'm tired. I'm coming back for all of you motherfuckers.